What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, online www.whatsupinthesky.com, and we are looking at beautiful Ceres. So this is the 240-mile pictures of Ahuna Mons, or the pyramid on. Remember when it first came out? NASA actually called it a pyramid. An absolutely gorgeous, out there in the middle of nowhere by itself. Basically 12 miles in diameter, about 3 miles high, and it's got 45-degree slopes pretty much on the side of it, sitting next to a crater that is just one of the most intriguing sights I think we've seen. We definitely did not expect to see this. The Akator lights on the other side, which are the bright lights we've seen, are just as fascinating as this area, if not even. This is more fascinating to me. How did this get there? What is it? And is it a mountain? Was it placed here? We're looking at a mining site maybe? Who knows? But we're going to take a really good look at it because we've been waiting for this. This image has been out for about a month now, and I've really taken my time and looked at it. I made the first one of the bright lights from this resolution, but this one really needed to be looked at. I've got this, how it comes directly from NASA. Of course, I've gotten the different views of it ready for it because I wanted to show you guys just how bright this was. This is with everything down. You've got this bright material that's kind of running down the side of it in perfect channels, or in perfect lines with these big spots on the side. And everything that we saw from real far away finally started to come into this beautiful perspective. Um, Very interesting stuff too. Wait till you see just some of the lines and the interesting stuff in it. Like down here, let me move this on over to a pointer so you can see a pointer. But out here on here, you've got this very strange piece here that kind of comes over. It looks like this was built, the back piece here. Um, this thing looks built to me because if you look at the outlining, it almost looks like a perfect size of like an egg. Um, just a beautiful egg mountain from space. Let's take a look at the other angle. Now this has been put together by the team using the topography maps, all the instruments used. And what's really cool about this one is there's some areas that if you get out your old trusty 3D glasses and you come on over to the, let's see, and if you come on over to where we get these, you've got, here's the first one. Then here's the one right here, and below you've got the 3D one. And if you've got a pair of these, if not, I suggest you get them. You can get them anywhere on Amazon.com. You can get them for like $1. Any old, if you go to like Walmart, you can get them out like a pack of 4 out of a DVD, like a kid's DVD that's in 3D. But this thing is absolutely amazing. What's neat about it, it allows you to see the dips and stuff. Like here, we're gonna look in this mountain right here. Here is a square dip that you really don't see until you put the glasses on with topography. Down here, this piece down here in that crater there, it's got a beautiful like right angle, not a right angle, but like a curve pattern in it. So it's very interesting. If you get yourself a pair of these, if you don't have them, um, honestly, wish I'm gonna start making some more videos with the anaglyphs because it really does show. Now, this is what really sticks out when you put those glasses on. There's two spots. There's here and there's right here. And they're perfectly square and they're down. They're dipped down a little bit. This one right here is pushed up. But the one right here is divoted in. So if you take a look at this area, you've got some really cool stuff on here. First starting out up there, it's kind of hard to see, but when you pull that out, you can see more. There's just almost like a horseshoe. And keep in mind that each one of these pixels, we're talking, this thing is pretty big. 12 miles is a fairly large diameter. So we're looking at a nice big outpost here. Imagine if at one point either this is hollowed out or this was a structure for something, and what we'd be seeing at the top of it would be piping. Looking down into something, what would you think you'd need? All sorts of stuff. And the fact that it's right next to this, it makes it so much more interesting. It's sitting right next to a crater. Now, this would not fit in this crater. So this did not come all the dirt from here did not come from right here. It just there, if you took this and cut it off and flipped it over in there, it would stick out like a, like you have a ring. The gem would stick out. That would not fit in there. The match just doesn't add up. But check some of these things out. Now this is pretty cool here, running off of this. Um, check out the Isn't that just neat, the geometry of that? Down here is a tear-shaped one. But really let your eyes adjust to this thing, especially at this angle. You've got some pretty interesting levels under here. And when I was talking about earlier about the 3D when you put in, you really notice this piece curve into this, what looks like a 90-degree angle piece here that runs all the way back through here. Now we're talking each one of these pixels is about, I think, what, 250 feet. Let's go back and take a look here. This is 2.5. Yeah, the overall height is 2.5 miles. Its average height is 2.5 miles. And where is the actual resolution? The resolution is 120 feet per pixel. So we're talking from here. This is a pretty big piece. We're talking 250 feet per each little spot here. Now we're talking about a fairly big wall right there, whatever that is. Wall. You can see it has a shadow under it, whatever it is. And that really stands out. Like I said, that really stands out with the 3D glasses. Um, that's one thing I really, with the anaglyphs, I picked them up a long time ago, and I bought a whole bunch of them when they had at Walmart. They had some sales, and it was really a good pickup because, like I said, to see the depth is really amazing. And anytime you have a left and a right uh, panorama or stereo shots, which this does have, Dawn has a spacecraft has two cameras shooting the exact same piece. They can make these anaglyphs and make them really nice. Now let's see what else we have here. The whole area is just teetered with some interesting things. There's a new impact somewhere back down around here we can see on the top one. But let's see here. I wanted to go into a little bit of this area right here as well from this angle. This I brightened it up a little bit because this, like I said, this is very interesting how these things move down. Now, this is the closest that we can see to one of these side pieces, like I'm talking about over here, these right here, where you're actually going to see it on an angle. And let me see if we can brighten it up a little bit. Right here it starts to get pretty uniform as it goes down. Now, unlike the other side where you've got the streaks become really bright, see how bright it is? Like I said, so bright that if you pull out all the brightness, you still have that. I mean, that's with everything dropped down really, really low. Let's go back over to there. Oops. And that's back down to normal here. And back up a notch. I don't want to darken that up. I want to get it brighter. Because right here, there's something interesting running around. Whatever this is, this piece right here, it's got something to do with something. You've got the long piece that comes off here, and then you got this piece here that seems like some sort of piping or something. Very interesting. And from this angle, like I said, we're still a little bit up. It's 240 miles. But for that resolution, I mean, 120 feet per pixel is pretty amazing, considering it's coming from a whole different, whole different. Well, how many billion miles out is this coming from? I mean, or how many million miles? Let's see here. So let me go back here real fast and show you one more time how to get to these. It's PIA 20349 and 348, 20348. So let me go ahead and back out of here and let's take some of the beauty of this thing and take a really good look at it. So you see that piece, the same piece there. When you're taking a look at it from here, you can see that it also has more up here that aren't as defined in the others. There's a ball that we had been seeing on the top of all the other pieces as it came in. And it was right here. See, remember that real, if you watch my videos in the back, like probably 2 or 3 Ceres videos back, there was this real bright spot that's right here on this corner. And there it is again. It's bright as can be. It looked like a sphere in all the other pictures. And like I said, even when you drop it down, look how much brighter that little area is. Um, it almost looked like a glass dome or something. It was very, very bright and spherical. In the other images, you can see that it was. Now in here, it doesn't look as too much like a circle, but I don't think that's really too much indication of it. As I pull the tools away, pretty neat there. But look at the topography as you flip back and forth. What causes this right here? There's nothing like at the bottom. The craziest part is, so it's not like stuff just kind of rolled down here. You'd see a bunch of rocks and stuff down here at the bottom that would have, caused that, or maybe had it come halfway up or stopped. It's a very interesting spot. Also, check this out here in the front of it. It's almost like an entrance to the piece. Like I said, I often wonder, when I go on Richard Hoagland's show, he thinks this is like a derelict spacecraft out here, and I'm not 100% sure with that, but I think it looks more like some sort of mining operation to me. Like at some point, um, something either landed here, or this was possibly the spot that they actually used the stuff for, and they dug out here. Very well could be. Might be something totally different. But check this piece out right here. We've got another little spot here, and on the front, this is just one of the most interesting. Let me see if I can pull it out a little more. It's like a rounded rectangle, and it comes into it. Let me see if I can, when I drop it back up. And you see the dark there? Like it's really dark, like it's got some entrances or something to it. And that's directly from NASA. That's one of the best looks I can get. When you start darkening it up like that, instead you can see that those three holes are really deep into it. But on the other side of it, just here, you've got another, kind of strange piece there. Either way, the whole beauty of this thing is what created it. It has, when I was over at the Space Science Week, this does have some sisters or some cousins in the region, but none of them are that high, and none of them seem to be that sheer off. Like this is a very the El Lonely Mountain they called it at first when they first called it the pyramid, with the pyramid and lights on Ceres, and NASA really got everybody's attention then, and PR started kicking in. We've got a freshly some sort of impact here from what we think, or the NASA was the scientists think, which is very close to the other. But whatever it is, it's either to me it looks like it might be coming out from under, but that's just my perspective. Maybe it didn't land on the planet. You don't, whatever it hit, you'd expect it to be probably more like you see on the moon where it just goes everywhere. But I don't know. Ceres sure is a mysterious place. And the more I look up in this area, it's just so much different than I thought it'd be from when we first started in space. It's like watching this thing come in as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just been so exciting. And hopefully we get more missions like this. I know that Dawn, they're trying to get an extended mission. I really wish that they just set this thing down. The Ion spacecraft really could just be set directly down on the planet somewhere, the way the engines work on it. Nice and slowly, they could take more pictures. I'm not sure. At the conference, they didn't talk about the extended mission for Dawn, but they did talk about the extended mission for Pluto and New Horizons, and having that go out to the Kuiper Belt and take a lot of pictures of the Kuiper Belt objects. But this piece here was just one of the ones that really decided, like, what is this thing? You've got this perfectly laid out. Like I said, it's laid out like an egg, and if you put something around it, it's almost perfect. And over here you've got the 45-degree angles on all of these, and you can really see the angle in this image here. And you could also see this, was this part of the processing, or are these little nodules and little pieces that come across actually part of it? I mean, it almost looks like steps in a way. Now, this could be part of the actual photo process itself, but what lends itself maybe not to be is look how it comes all the way across here, all the way across here, but in the middle, let me make that big. It starts getting there's these other little ones, and they have a little circle, circle here, here. There's a couple more spheres as it comes up. Then something comes and connects over to here. It's almost like it's part of living habitat, or maybe part of. It's so hard to speculate. And what I'm not even going to speculate. I'm just going to let you look at the beauty of it. Shut up here for a minute because this is really where it gets just fascinating. This corner, and this is the corner they decide to show us too. I think that the Dawn and especially New Horizons has been one of those pushing us towards disclosure missions. Just the bright lights, all the and of course, NASA's going to go with the typical explanations. It's briny salt that's coming up. They think this is formed by pressure pushing up salt, or something along those lines. Whatever formed this had to have been something that laid it out, planned it out. You don't get that perfect. Um, Honestly, it's shaped like a crab. That's why I think that that round, and in the back it's even a little bit like say if you look right here, the back looks a little bit wider how it comes up into the front. But who knows? Like I said, it's all speculation. The the beauty is what's key here, I think, and to be able to just look into this foreign world from so far away. But what are these long ridges here that comes up, and what is that piece that goes across? And I'll let your eyes go ahead and take a feast on that. How this comes down here is just baffles me. It's could have housed hundreds of thousands of people at that, could have could have been a mining spot. Maybe this is part of the pile from over here along with part of the living quarters. Who really knows? If they had heavy machinery, maybe whoever colonized this, if it was, came and went. And it's really funny how you don't see the, like this right here, how perfect this is up in the air from the top. When you get these angles and they actually use the topography and it's on the corner here. The corner runs right here, almost like this was the pit. This is where they did work, or they mined whatever mineral they needed. Maybe there was more than one there, but it looks like you've got some sort of tanks or something along the line here, and you can tell that the platform's raised, especially when you put those 3D glasses on it. It's just absolutely amazing. So let's back out, see if there's anything else here that we want to take a look at. I recommend that you download this one. Go to the website and download because honestly, all of these little pieces and little sections in here you can blow up and take a look at. They all seem to have some sort of pattern to them. The area right around this whole little um, like actually, I wonder if that's why this whole area around just the lonely mountain isn't so lonely when you really start taking a look at the patterns. Like let's go up in here. I hope I'm not making you guys sick. And we're gonna lay off Ceres. This is probably gonna be until we get some new data. This will probably be one of the last Ceres videos, or if we get something spectacular in one of the images. This covers the last, at least one of the mysteries that we've been looking at here and excited about. But look at the this is a line of just whatever they're calling impact craters or something along those lines. I just don't buy it. It looks like you've got very complex geometry in this whole area. Excuse me. And I can't stress enough to try and get yourself some of those 3D glasses and download the anaglyph. Like I said, you got your horseshoe pieces. You've got 90-degree angles here. Down here, you've got them. They're everywhere you look. So, All right, guys, what's up in the sky 37? I've been promised you a piece of dawn. We're going to get back to the Mars and Moon anomalies. I've got a stack of pictures to do, and I wanted to get this one off the plate. It's been a while, it's been sitting there. Now I feel like it is done, and of course, you guys are going to find a million more things on here. Go ahead and post below. There's a Ceres. Well, there's an actual over at the website whatsupinthesky.com. There's a whole forum on this stuff. So these are one of those pictures with the Akator and this mountain I think that we're going to be talking about and looking at for years and years to come as people find more and more about it, as all the information gets dumped into the PDS, the Planetary Database System, which is going to give us even more high resolution stuff. So, and the more people are learning how to use that on the outside, the people like us who are just hobbyists that do this, the more that we can make this scientific data, that we can make these terrain modules, they give you all that information out there for us. And there it is to be done. So, all right, guys, what's up in the sky 37? It's your buddy Will. Hope you're feeling good. I've been really busy lately, but I am going to ramp up some of the videos. These longer ones are kind of the ones that keep me put off, but a lot of good stuff coming up. So stay tuned. Peace.